Alright, this is the Robin Williams seance. Um, with his energy, I had to do some cleansing, so I did bring my candle, the cleansing candle. He had a lot of depressive energy, and since I had clinical depression like a while ago, I didn't want to like fall back into old patterns. So I cleansed. Right now I'm doing some incense also. But it just seemed like, you know, channeling his energy was very kind of constraining. And I really wanted to have a little bit more cards, explanations, and stuff like that. Because he was an actor, comedian, stand-up comic. Um, he did films, television, observational comedy, improv comedy, physical comedy, political satire, self depreciation, and surreal humor. So I really wanted to get his energy in the purest form because, you know, in people's childhoods, he was like in everything. He was in, you know, movies, he was in television, he was in a lot of, you know, comedy things. He was in an HBO thing, and he was in a lot of video games like Jumanji and Aladdin. If you had problems with doing math, there was a thing with that. And he was also, I think, the voiceover um, for another video game. I'm not sure what it is right now. I'll think about it. But it was like the Aladdin 3 video game. They had that available for a short time, I think. And Aladdin 1, he also played the genie in that. But anyway, so I have his charms here, which is in the purest form. So it's working. The mug is always working. Calm. Maybe a few blocks. Happiness and contentment with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Diamonds, wealth, finance, and prosperity. This sequence is always, you know, finding that niche in life. The teddy bear, need for comfort or finding comfort in what you do. A friend to everyone. The all-seeing eye, he thought. You know, a little bit of paranoia, I guess, but, you know, it happens to the best of us. He was well loved, so we got the single red rose, and we also got the dove. So he was a soulmate to, I believe, his wife, but I think that kind of fell apart. The earring, something was lost. So then we have the rubber band, which is always flexibility. Decoration, a lot of times he put on a facade that he was alright. So we got the decoration. The decoration can also be a lot of other things too, like achievement also. And then we have the Ace of Spades, which is season of good luck and patience. Yeah, patience. And then we have the red stone, which is either Mars or Jupiter. So have that. He had 3 children, so we actually have these. He was proud of his children, so that's why they weren't other things. Yeah, usually if you have children that you kind of don't see, they show up as something else. Either pearls, there's 3 pearls in here too, or like these little things, these little rounds. But yeah, he was proud of his kids for sure. He has them as pearls and those giant beads. Then we have a heart. We have a heart in the sequence. We have a broken shell, so he kind of, you earlier on, I had to do cleansing, so he was wise because he did, do all his own jokes. He had a childlike observation of the world. We have that. I'm just going to sort them out by color, so we can have a look at all the energies that he had as far as achievements, which would be the stars, love, which would be the hearts, and stuff like that. There's also an M in here, so ooh, it's the first time I've ever gotten initials in here, so, or a initial. Okay, so the pink one's achievement, the blue ones, and there's another blue one in here. All the blue ones are communication and subconscious, so great communicator. There's a lot of the white and a lot of purple, so I'm going to say it's intuition and spirituality. Then we have this one, which is interesting. I'm going to say I think it's orange. So fun, playful, creative with that. Achievement is usually the pink one, so I have a pink one in here. We have, we have a circle, which is, there was something coming that he was about to achieve as far as money was concerned. Growth, abundance. So it's a circle, and then there's 2 stars, which is achievement, and then love of, money, growth, abundance. And then we have red, which is power, passion, and confidence. And then we have the yellows. The yellows is positivity, strength, and consciousness. So yes, I had to do a lot of cleansing so that he would be alright. I was getting a very negative bunch of charms, which actually I didn't want to scare anybody, so I was like, I need to cleanse him and make sure he's okay before I put this on camera. So there's Robin Williams' charms. Yes, and if you want to know how bad his charms were, I got 2 charms. Both of them were dark beads. I didn't get any other ones, and I literally tipped it over in order to get the charms out. So it's been a long day. So but he did get a lot of really good tarot cards, I think. Some of them might be a little bit comical. I think he was the only celebrity I got so far that had the wood clow card, and I laughed at that because he's the only one that's had wood at my table. So that was very comical for me. So we have the Alice in Wonderland 10 of Swords. So a pain that feels like a violent death, ruin, mental anguish, guilt that cannot be reconciled, trouble, and misfortune. So, yep. That was, the fact that he committed suicide. And yes, you will get that because you are trying to understand what his mentality was on his last day. So you have to channel something. So we got the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is waiting for a fight, a mental standoff, a deliberation of an enemy attack, prepared for any difficulties, a phase in an ongoing battle order and discipline. Um, so that kind of leads me to believe that there's other underlining things, and it wasn't exactly him being depressed. It was I think somebody wanted too much out of him, and he's been working so much throughout the years. Like, he was due for a break, I think, like a vacation, or just a moment to have his craft more of a fun, jovial thing for like a couple months. Then we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Uncertain advice, beating around the bush, arguments. So there's probably a lot of arguments, especially how his energy came up. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is extreme wealth, magnificence, and grace, opulence, security, liberty, generosity, and intelligence. So, I feel like that's his energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the wheel that spins. Where it lands is uncertain. Those who are centered will feel the effects less than those clinging to the edge of the wheel. So there could be a bit of luck here and there, and a bit of arguing with like his agent or his family or whatever the case. But I do feel like this might have been a family, how I'm feeling about it. Let's see. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, an opportunity for prosperity. So, yeah, it could be money coming in, a offer, a gig, something to that effect. Then we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, a warm, loving person, absent-minded, but with unique vision, a good person or friend, a sought-after advisor, practical, honest, and happy, poetic, and loved. So, I think you're wondering why I have doors going in the back. I let a lot of stuff happen, so then it's more of a natural thing of probably what was happening within the world that I'm channeling. So if there's a lot of background, I apologize, but what can I do? I'm right next to the shower. The bathroom's like right next to my room, so please excuse me. We have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is swift movement of events. The Nine of Swords in reverse, which is obsession and sleep deprivation. And then we have the Wood card. The Wood card is symbolizing individual growth and development. We have Move, which is be careful about impatient actions and remarks. So, let's see. So he had a lot of things. Yeah, this is like right when it kind of goes back into more underlying things. Like, his day went from back to front is how I channeled it with the tarot cards. So, yeah. We have the Mirror, which is a time in which you stare deeply within yourself. The Ten of Diamonds, which is the Shadow. The unknown reason, solution to a problem. And we have the Return. The Return is be careful about impatient actions and remarks. And I had that with the Move card also. So it was kind of like it was going around in a circle. And then we have the World. The World, the goal that all the other cards have led to perfection. Eden, fulfillment, the ends of the path to wisdom, spirit and life everlasting, the pleasant outcome, a pleasant outcome in some cases, what might be, if warnings are obeyed, high magic. So it's kind of that stigma where you're a celebrity and you've been striving to get to the top for so long, but once you get there, it's like, where do I go from here? And it's like, you have to reinvent yourself, or you have to go on a different path, and some people don't want to start over on a new path, or they don't want to reinvent themselves, or they don't know what to do at that point. So that's kind of where we're at right now with Robin. So we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is absent-minded but unique vision, a good parent, a good friend, a sought-after advisor, practical, honest, happy, poetic, and loved. So we have the Five of Pentacles. Trouble, insolvent problem with families or lovers. Failure in a goal or attempt at a gain. So maybe he wanted to gain something. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. Fearing the consequences of a new project, worry and embarrassment looking into the infinite. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse is money without happiness, wealth abuse, corruption, greed, becoming a Scrooge. So it's kind of that stigma that everybody goes through. So yeah, it becomes an underlying thing. Especially with me dropping my cards. So with all that going on in his life, it's just like, I feel like it's harder than most people may think to be so great at what you do and be so, like, loved and renowned, and basically raising, people's kids for them through, like, movies and entertainment and stuff like that. He was a pop icon, but, like, he didn't feel that way, I guess. But, yeah, like, I think he was looking for his equal, like a friend, to actually be like, oh yeah, you should do that. That would be amazing. Like, be that kind of friend that would be more of a, driving force or an energy source, where it was like, that would be really cool. I want to come see it and tell me when it's done. It would be amazing. But he needed a friend that was so, like, amused, but at the same time had like strive and energy that he wished he had to do this, because he didn't see the fun in his job anymore. He didn't see a reason for, doing what he does, which is very sad for somebody very talented. But yeah, some people just need that drive. Like, if somebody else is excited about it, they'll be like, yeah, let's do this. But I feel like he did like to know that somebody else was just as excited about his achievements as he was. And I think a lot of people took him for granted, so, whatever the case. Anyway, I'm going to do the astrology um, messages. The first one is there's no such thing as bad publicity. Seeking negative attention will backfire, yes, but better to put the ego uh, in a bad reputation is the only thing that you'll gain by speaking it out on extreme personalities. It can be fascinating, but beware of narcissists that masquerades as a charismatic leader. And then there's this one. Once the fog is lifted, you will have the ability to see past the illusions that have been holding you back. And then the last one, promise healing and change in your personal life and the wider world through rebirth, transformation, and restoration. So yeah, so with Robin Williams, it's like, I think his drive kind of caught up and went. His career was kind of to the point where he's done everything, and I just think it was overwhelming to try to think of a new project or to do a new project or to have like your own power. Like with Aladdin's genie, it was, the genie wanted to be free. In Jumanji, that main character wanted to be free. Yeah, so it's like all the characters that he played either wanted to be free, were being resilient enough in what they were doing, or they were, progressing through either might, fertility, or something like that. And I feel like projecting those characters a lot of times was very sad once the thrill of that character is gone, because it's like, I can't do that, and it's the realization that you can't do that. And then once you've made it so far, it's like, maybe I can do that. So however you see Robin Williams, it's correct. He wanted to be free from the constant, having to find gigs and to survive. Then once he made it to the point where he didn't need to do that anymore and it was just leisure, it's like, what do I do now? So however you see Robin Williams is correct, whether it's a childhood favorite of yours or he did, he did Aladdin, the first one and the third one. But yeah, he was met with a lot of things. For Disney, he might have been too controversial, but at the same time, he became an icon because of Disney, so it was kind of like a give and take kind of thing. But with a lot of the other things, it made him a household name through Disney, I believe, and it really made his, life kind of escalate. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This was a lot of fun. I needed to clear a lot of negative energy because, suicide. But, yeah, I feel like there's nothing but love for Robin Williams through his fans and through a lot of his work. And I feel like all he wanted was somebody to love him back or be enthusiastic about his work when he tried to do a project. I think he didn't need 1 million people to watch him. He needed one friend that was close to him to say, yeah, let's do that. And I feel like if you have that, other people would die for that. So, anyway, take care. I will see you in the next one, alright? Bye now.